Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 776. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris L. What's up, Chris?
I want everybody who watches this video, if you want, to remember this episode as the episode where Matrixlord finally loses his shit. Pardon my language. This is going to be one heck of a show, people. Get ready.
You know,
I couldn't wait. I don't mean to interrupt. I could not wait for this episode all day.
You know, I got home late, and then I was tired, and then I ate, and I'm like pondering, why do I want to do this show? I'm not effing happy. Let everybody do the story. Eff it. I was very angry, okay? Then I went to do the podcast, and I forgot that the other night I kind of spilled some root beer by my computer, and I didn't realize that I didn't clean it right, and then I had a whole bunch of problems with my computer. So, all right, do the news. Let's go.
Well, I don't think that this is going to be a surprise to anybody because this news was pretty big today. But yeah, you know, this is obviously the Spider-ManHomecoming, the giant article that came out today. Started out as a rumor. I think it might still be a rumor, but I've seen enough big sites reporting it that it does sound like it's true. Apparently, Zendaya is playing Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man: and I don't think many people are happy about it. There are some people that are happy about it because I guess that's just the new thing we do now. Marvel's been doing this disturbingly a few times. It's been, a few disturbing casting choices lately. But yeah.
I have had a lot of problems with Marvel basically gender swapping and nationality switching, and I don't expect to see a movie on Stan Lee where he's a Chinese African American, okay? So I really don't expect to see when he answers the door, "Yo, Tiger, you hit the jackpots and stuff." I gotta tell you, I'm really pissed off because I just don't understand. If you want to go in a different direction, I understand that. But didn't he date Gloria Grant, which is African American? There was a whole bunch of people that he was dating in the Daily Bugle. Okay, Betty Bryant, whatever. Could even be Black Catholic, but Black Cat's not black either. She's white, but I don't expect ever in my lifetime to see a black White Panther. Okay? I don't see the Black Panther to be a white guy, even though a white guy created the Black Panther. So I'm just very confused. I don't understand. We're never going to see a White Storm, which we shouldn't. We're never going to see a white Black Panther, which we shouldn't. I have a problem with people saying it's okay to change her race. Spider-Man started in the 60s, all right? And times were very different. It wasn't like everybody was all equality and stuff, all right? And I know it's not, now they're setting in the current time, but Mary Jane is white. She has red hair. She's a redhead. She's not African American. You can't change. Didn't they learn anything with the Fantastic Four when they made Johnny Storm black? And they made, didn't Daredevil didn't do that great? The Kingpin was black. They changed things.
Well,
the only thing that ever worked out was Nicholas Fury being African American from the Ultimate line, Samuel L. Jackson, because the last Nick Fury you had was David Hasselhoff. So there you go. Okay? Anything's an improvement. All right? So, yeah, I like Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. And they even worked that into the comic books that Nick Fury just, I guess, slept around and had a African-American son named Nick Fury. So I cannot accept this. this. Listen. I've been getting pissed every time I see something about Spider-Man Homecoming. Okay? This isn't the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. This isn't Back to the Future. This isn't your parents got to get together to have you. This is a Spider-Man movie. All right? They never make, like, you're making a whole thing that, first of all, shouldn't he be a freshman or sophomore? Now you're going to go to a dance? That's not even your prom. Your prom isn't even until you're. So I'm having a massive problem with the whole focus of this movie being Peter Parker's love life. And I think that a lot of the times we talked about this, we said the biggest problem that they had was they focused on Peter Parker, his girlfriend, and not enough about Spider-Man and fighting the foes and inventing the web shooters and joking around with the foes. They need to cut all that crap out. We want to see him as Spider-Man. I don't want to see Peter Parker Homecoming. I want to see Spider-Man. And I'm not even, they put this poster out. Oh, look at this poster. It's fantastic. The poster is shit. I hate it. They're making, I don't know what the F they're making it into. They're trying, it looks like something from the 70s, but then it's not the 70s, but it's now. But then Tony Stark's inventing the web shooters or fixing the web shooters. I think it's just a hodgepodge of crap. She should be playing the White Tiger, which in the animated thing, like now, I guess that, you know, she's in there and he has all these people with him. That's not Mary Jane Watson, okay? This is terrible, awful. She doesn't look like, she can't look like her. How is she going to look with red hair? Is she going to even have red hair? Are they going to make her blonde and she's going to be a cross between Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane? I don't understand. Why do we have to mess? Why can't you create new characters? You want to go in a new direction? Just give her a different name that she doesn't exist in the comics. You did it for Jessica Jones. You said that Jessica Jones was his schoolmate, and she never was. They just retconned that whole thing. So just create a new girlfriend for him. Why does she have to be Mary Jane? It's too early. It should be all in order, right? If you're going to do a new girlfriend, fine, but then you should do Gwen Stacy. Then you should do Mary Jane. Stop. You're like chopping up history in a blender. And you're like, here we go, whatever it is. No. Stop. You're confusing the shit out of the fans because everybody's going to be fighting. Oh, his first girlfriend was African-American Mary Jane. Oh, his first girlfriend was Gwen Stacy. Oh, his first girlfriend was... I mean, it's confusing. It should be about Spider-Man, not this crap. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is bullshit.
I just... Before I wanted to say, like, I don't want anyone to confuse what you said with Fantastic Four and Daredevil. The fact that they changed the races of two of the characters were not the only reasons that those movies were
correct.
Correct. Those were minor points. But
I do apologize. The writing was, yes, I do apologize. The writing was bad. That's not the main reason. But look at the Kingpin we have now. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So, just like it never worked for the Honeymooners, right? That was the worst box office in history. You can't keep switching. And I know they're trying to make everybody equal, and which everybody is equal, but they make it like it's okay to gender swap. We have stuff going on in the real world right now that, like, some people just want to kill us, okay, with this Black Lives Matter and stuff. And I know this is not reality, all right? Make a new character. Stop trying to be politically correct or whatever the hell correct you think you are, because you're pissing everybody off. Nobody's going to go watch it because that's not what they're used to. It's not going to be the blockbuster you think it is, because I really don't like that we have too many villains. There's too many people cast. It's like the revolving joke. Oh, who was cast today in Spider-Man Homecoming? Because the budget's going to be through the roof with just the amount of people written there. And I don't want it to be, I want it to be like Harry Potter in the sense like that every year there's a Spider-Man movie, but there's no plan for that. So that's a lie. I mean, I'm sorry I'm talking too much, Chris. I'm just,
no, you're good.
I just, you would think that Marvel would step in and they would do it right. They're not doing it right. They're doing completely the way they want to do it wrong. Just like they interfered with Sam Raimi's vision. And you know, it's the other guy had his own vision, but he screwed that up anyway, Mark Webb too. So you can't do it their way. This is ridiculous. He shouldn't even be that young. Because all these heroes are the same age or close. I mean, I know Iron Man's older, but they should have had Tobey Maguire. This is nonsense. And I'm nothing against Tom Holland. If you're going to do it with Tom Holland, then do it right with Tom Holland. He invented the web shooters. You're making it like he's stupid, like Iron Man's got to do. Iron Man don't have to make his web shooters better. All right? Let Peter work in Iron Man's lab and make better web shooters. You know? I think that's the problem. Just like with the Ultron thing. Tony Stark did not invent Ultron. Ant-Man did, which was the original Hank Pym. You know, it's just absurd. Iron Man's got to do everything. I got to give everybody suits. I got to give everybody... No, you do armor. You don't do any of that shit. That was the whole point. He was very smart when it came to armor, but he doesn't know how to do all this other stuff. So, you know, all of a sudden he knows how the spider sense works. And he makes a suit for him and stuff that he never was able to do before when they encountered each other. So I have a problem with a lot of different things, you know, and it's got to make sense, and it doesn't. The Tinkerer, nobody should make a big deal about the Tinkerer. The Tinkerer is a mechanic for supervillains. That's it. He's not as a villain that you put on a poster. You don't put him on a poster like you don't put the guy that serves Peter Parker coffee in the morning at school a poster for him. I mean, it's just dumb. And there's too many villains. The whole thing is you should focus on Michael Keaton as the Vulture. And that is it. No Shocker, no Miles Morales, no Black Cat, no anything else, no Norman Osborn, no Harry Osborn, none of that garbage. Just focus on that. But they're not going to do that. And this is going to be a thing where they'll lucky if they'll make $300 million. And the budget's going to be through the roof of $400 million. It's not going to do what they think it is. That's what I'm feeling. I'm not hating on the movie. I am one of the biggest Spider-Man fans there is. Okay? I got tons of comics, tons of toys. I love it to death, just like I love Doctor Who. And I have to be honest here. They're screwing it up. If I'm wrong, I'll say it gladly. But I don't see it. The first news, they shouldn't even have that he has a girlfriend. Go ahead, Chris.
No, you know, getting on the topic of Homecoming, I think it's going to do well. I really do. Whether it's good or not, you know, I don't know. But, you know, I think that what's really going to attract people to this movie is the fact that it's an in-house Marvel-made movie. It's not like a Sony-made one that we're used to. So, you know, and I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, so I'm okay with that. I've been okay with almost everything except for a couple of things. You know, I don't like the three villains thing, although I'm willing to see where they're going with it, even though I feel like nobody's learned their lesson from, you know, the worst two not performing, but the worst two rated Spider-Man movies that we've seen with, you know, Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. And now we've got, you know, again, it's another thing, you know, where they're changing what characters normally are, and to me it's becoming a disturbing trend, because when you start changing that much of what the character is, are you still dealing with the same character? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you said this before, you know, if they came out and they were like, yeah, you know what, Black Panther is gonna be, you know, Asian. What? Like, what are you doing? When they cast the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, as I don't even remember what her name is, but when she came out there and they're like, that's her, I was like, what?
I wasn't crazy about that either.
To this day, I still don't understand that, and I will never understand that. I understand she's a great actress. I know. I just can't remember her name right now, but
the whole point is
it drives me up the wall. Because it's like, how much are we going to start changing characters to the point where they're completely unrecognizable? Like, when is it going to stop? You know what I'm saying?
The Hulk isn't South Korean or North Korean. This is ridiculous. Create a damn character, a brand new character. Stan Lee, and people are going to be like, Matrixlord's hating? No. Stan Lee said this himself. I quote, if you want to have more women superheroes, more African-American superheroes, more Chinese superheroes, every race superheroes, create new characters, Marvel. This is what Stan Lee said. Stan Lee said this. Because
by the way, her name is Tilda Swinton. That's her name. I just looked it up.
Who?
The Ancient One in Doctor Strange.
No. I wasn't crazy about that at all.
I don't get this. I agree with exactly what you said. I think that if they were gonna do anything with this actress, Zendaya, whatever the hell her name is,
I have nothing against the actress, by the way.
Me neither. I hope she's good. I hope she's a really good portrayal of the character. But my problem is that she doesn't look like the character. Like, she's not the same as the character that we know. When you look at a character and you say, that's so-and-so, personally, I think you should be able to say, oh, yeah, they look like her. If you're not going to do that, then she should be a new character.
Right. And they should be like, hey, everybody, look, it's Mary Jane. No. They should be, hey, everybody, look, it's Vulture. You remember how Sam Raimi movies, right? I love them to death, don't get me wrong, right? But the whole second movie, even though it was better with Katak, it was like he lost his powers because he was heartbroken that she was with somebody else. He was depressed, and it affected him and his powers. The whole thing that they did was all about his love life. And Spider-Man wasn't the main thing, and that's a problem. Just like Andrew Garfield was crying the whole damn movie. In the second one, I'm like, Jesus. Give this guy a year's supply of tissues. You could fill up the whole ocean. Why is he crying throughout the whole movie? It was driving me nuts that they kept breaking up and getting back together, and I was going crazy. I'm like, this is annoying. Where is the villains? I don't know what they're trying to do. If they're trying to do the team thing and get a whole new fan base, and they're making it a soap opera. Spider-Man: Homecoming is a soap opera. It's not even a comic anymore. It's not even a Marvel Universe phase, whatever. It's a freaking soap opera.
Well, I mean, I don't think we should comment on that yet because we haven't seen anything for the movie yet, and I think that we're going to be surprised by what we see. But you know, commenting on the things that we can understand right now, there's a couple of things that are making me wonder, like what exactly is happening with this. But like, I don't know, and I definitely agree with what you're saying. There was no need for the Shocker. There was no need for the Tinkerer. You know, why can't we just have the Vulture, who's probably going to be a big enough character since he's being played by Michael Keaton? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. And you know, and this is the thing that really worries me, right? It's obvious that they're making these movies for the casual fans, which is a good thing. They're supposed to do that because they're your largest market, so I understand that. Mm-hmm. From now on, though, and this has been happening recently, the movies set what other media Marvel has. They set what happens in other media. So I would not be surprised if, in the future, Mary Jane looks like Zendaya in comics and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's never gonna happen.
Oh, it will. It will. They'll find a way to do it. They will find a way to do it because they changed the universes in comics and stuff to make it more like the movies, so people will understand it, so that they'll go to it. So I would not be surprised if that happened. Just like I wouldn't be surprised if in another Doctor Strange, you know, series or whatnot, the Ancient One is a Caucasian female, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion.
The way I see it, Marvel was too worried about the money with Spider-Man and the shock value. Because remember we had a person that leaked us some stuff, and we were like, oh, this can't be. But then some of the stuff was coming true that we were talking about with that list and everything.
I still don't buy that though.
But you got to think of it from a marketing point, right? Spider-Man Homecoming is going to happen, right? Regardless if it's successful or not, he's going to be in Infinity War 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They'll probably do a thing with Thanos, if they're going to be fighting in space or whatever, that a mixture between that and Secret Wars, where his costume gets torn up, and then he's got to use the symbiote. I'm telling you right now, and I can see that happening where, following Infinity War, one of the unannounced movies, and the movies replacing the humans, is a Spider-Man sequel with Venom already, which is way too soon.
I don't even know if they can do that because
way too soon.
I don't think they can do that because Sony's planning to do their Venom movie.
I don't think that's happening.
I do, to tell you the truth, unless you know what they could do, which I wouldn't mind seeing. Maybe they do what you just said, and then somehow that leads into a Venom movie, which I wouldn't mind seeing that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You're right. I don't want to see Venom too early because that, I think, could be a whole other story.
It's like
that means Carnage would show up shortly thereafter, and it's like, uh-oh.
They're trying to go from Spider-Man #1, Spider-Man 300 with Venom, and then jump the gun for 363, 64. Oh no, what was it? Yeah, 361 was Carnage's first appearance. So, and every comic, every year, 12 comics a year, whatever, with the exception of bi-weeklies, but they got to calm down with this. Got to have a rush to have Venom and a rush to have Carnage.
Well, again, I mean, we don't know that they're really doing that, but just commenting on what we know about the movie already, this was a weird call, in my opinion, with her as Mary Jane. I don't agree with that.
I got to tell you, I don't believe it because they don't even show themselves. I don't think it's Mary Jane. I think she's going to play Gloria Grant or somebody new, and maybe the character, I don't know what the hell. I mean, did they sign her a 3-pitch deal or no?
I don't know. And like I said, this started out as a rumor, but then I saw several large sites.
Oh, it came out all over the place. Once you sent it to me, everybody and mother
it was all over the place.
Was pictures everywhere. They had her climbing up the thing, and it's just ridiculous.
What was interesting to me, though, and I didn't really do a lot of research on it, so what I'm about to say is probably totally useless, but what was interesting to me, though, is all the people I saw commenting about it immediately accepted it.
That's bullshit.
And I was like, what? Like, hey, more power to them if they're happy. But, like, I don't get this. I don't understand this. Let's gender bend and this bend and that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand you want to reach out to different markets, but there are other ways to do that. I don't really think this is working in the comics. I don't think it is either.
I want to look at the sales because I don't really think it's working. Female Thor, I don't think that's working either.
You know what's going to happen too? Immediately. It's probably already happening. But as soon as people who don't like this say something, they're going to be labeled racists.
But see, here's the problem.
Hands down.
Right? Here's the problem, right? And again, this is when we said this about Fantastic Four, we said flat out we're not racist. That's just because the way the guy commented, he's like, oh, Sue is absolutely white. What are you talking about? Well, obviously that guy's screwy in the head because he won't make Sue an African-American woman. Why is that? What's his ideals? He can't have a mixed race with Reed and Sue and black and white. So who's worse, him or us, that we don't like, Human Torch to be African-American? We even had people in here that are African-American. James that didn't like it. Nobody liked it that I knew that was black. So that was a mess. And it was not just because of that. It was because the script sucked. Mm-hmm. But, again, with the female Ghostbusters, anybody can be a Ghostbuster. A guy or a girl. In the animated thing, they had a female. Okay? So that didn't bother me because, one, our Ghostbusters were, getting old or whatever, and I knew the whole backstory, so that didn't bother me. I accepted it. But what I don't accept is Iron Man being a woman, being called Iron Man. Okay? They're doing that in the comics. I don't like that. I don't like a Korean Hulk. I don't like a Latino Spanish Ghost Rider he doesn't drive a motorcycle, he drives a car. And that is not Ghost Rider. You're trying to do a speed racer, because you do his thing. You're trying to do speed racer / twist on Ghost Rider, where he's techno instead of demonic, and I'm not having it. And the
I would be more comfortable with the new Iron Man if they didn't call her Iron Man. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to change the name.
No, they're not.
But I think they are.
That's another thing.
I think it would be okay if she was a new character. Like, well, I mean, I shouldn't say that because she is a new character. I apologize. I think it would be okay if they call her something new. I'm okay with her wearing an Iron Man suit as long as they're not calling her like Iron Man or like Iron Woman or something like that. Make her something new, like another War Machine or something like that. It's just a different name, not War Machine. But that's another thing. If War Machine was white, I would flip out.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck that.
Exactly.
Excuse my language. I don't know if he's been white and other things.
He's dead right now.
Every incarnation of him that I've seen has been African American.
Yes,
so if they
Rhodey.
made him Caucasian, I'd be like, no,
absolutely,
don't do that.
Just like Spider-Man 2099 is Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah,
a cross between Irish and Spanish, right? Or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You can't make him anything else because that's what we know as Spider-Man 2099. Just like Sunfire is Japanese, right?
Mm.
I wouldn't expect them to do a Sunfire that's Italian.
I've never even heard of that character, to tell you the truth.
He's the flame powers like Firestar.
Oh, okay.
They even had an Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Friends too. He's mute, whatever. I think he's mute.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's just one of those. It's one of those stories that you see and you're just like, this can't be real. Like, really? And then it winds up, she's in the movie as this character, and it's just like, and that's another thing too. It's gonna be unfair to her because people are gonna be like, people who don't like it are gonna immediately just crap on her performance, whether it's good or not.
We're not against it. I mean, we're not against her, but she has to be a new character. I'd be okay if she was in it as a new character. New character. Let's get out of the Gwen and Mary Jane and the jump off the bridge and thrown over the bridge and the Green Goblin. Let's do something funky. All right, new character. But don't make her a character. That's just
and maybe he meets Mary Jane later on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. This whole universe could be completely different.
Yeah.
There's no Gwen Stacy and no Mary Jane. I mean, it doesn't have to be. So.
I mean, it's like this. Like, you set out to make a movie. You have characters from source material. And then you look at the source material and you go, you know what? I'm going to change all of this.
I told you. I said, you can't make movies from the stuff that's now because it's crap. Like, the well where they draw the stories from is getting dry. It's getting, poisoned. Okay? You will never do a movie about Spider-Man making a deal with the devil to restore a 99-year-old Aunt May and throw out his years of marriage to Mary Jane. You can never make a movie about that. You can make a movie about Captain America killing people thinking he's a Hydra agent because Red Skull was brainwashed. That would be disgusting. And you know what the funny thing is? You see how fast all of a sudden they were having a Captain America statue? And that shit's done, or nobody cares about that? Because that's the whole point. Your timing is horrible. Horrible. They just made a statue. You're horrible. Civil War was still in the friggin' movies. Don't do storylines like that. They were always told not to do certain things that they just couldn't do because it would piss people off. But they don't care anymore. They don't care. They do anything they want. They have free reign. There's no comic book code authority. The guy that does everything with Marvel says, what do you want to do, man? You want Tony Stark to be adopted? Yeah, that's good. No, it's not. It's not. So this is the dark age of comics. I've been saying this. And this is when everything's going to hit the fan and things are going to go skydive. Skydive. All Marvel stuff is going to start collapsing with the exception of a few. And DC stuff with the Rebirth thing, that shit's growing. They're going to be screwed. And then they're going to have to
doing
fix
well.
everything.
The comics are doing pretty well, yeah.
Then they're going to have to fix Marvel and put it back. Then what they're going to do is they're going to be like, oh, it's not the real Marvel universe. What are you talking about? Something happened and the universe is in a bubble because of Secret Wars. And there they are. They're over there. Screw these characters. And then they'll make them all burn to ash or some crap happen like the Ultimate Universe or whatever. So.
I would be, this is my thing. I would be more on board with it if it made sense to change the character in this way. For example, I'll give an example of a character that I like the way they changed it. Aquaman. Aquaman's not a Caucasian male anymore. He's like an islander. He looks, Samoan. And I like that. That makes sense because of where he's from. It's like that, that makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? I know Atlantis is obviously a fictional place, but like it makes more sense that he's on these islands, he's by the sea, that makes more sense.
Right.
He wouldn't be Caucasian. Right. I just don't understand why they're like, you know what? Mary Jane would be better like this. That's how we're going to represent her in our movie. Why? What does that do to the story?
I want to know the piece of shit that made it that way. I want to know exactly who made that decision.
Unless she blew them away in the audition, and they're like, we have to have her. But then, but again, right there, it's like what you said. Then why can't she be a new character?
Because it's too much work to create a backstory for her. Because these people don't know how to write. They're like, oh, we got to do work.
See, a new character would make more sense to me because then you could have more free reign. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not tied to the source material, so you could be like, you know what? We can kind of mold this character however we want as long as it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, that would just be. I know I keep bringing examples of it's like, Blade. Well, he's going to be Hispanic now.
No, they already did that. Blade's going to be a woman.
Well,
that's in a comic.
It's supposed to be his daughter, right?
I guess.
I mean, if it's his daughter, okay, maybe, but like, or you know what? Blade's gonna be from Canada now. What? Like, why? What is that? Well, why would you do that? Well, you gotta like it, or else you're racist. Oh, okay.
Well, it's like that time they said, well, Punisher's getting boring, right? So what they do? They made it that he had
supernatural things.
Everybody that he killed became a demon, and then he had to have a demon gun, and he became like Constantine all of a sudden, or some other shit.
Great.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? He died and came back. He saw like souls and shit. I'm like, what is this crap? God, ruin shit.
I don't know. I still think the movie is going to be good, but I just need to know why they did this, or I just want to know why they did this.
I don't even know why Wolverine's going to be old, and then he's in the movie, and it's like, what is this garbage?
Well, they were basing it off of Old Man Logan, that series. But
you don't do that after Days of Future Past, where they save the future and everything. Now you go back and making like the future sucks.
Well, I think it's going to be different. I think they're going to do something different with it than what we know. I think they're going to use it like it's going to be like that in name only, but like they're going to change it a bit, which I'm fine with them doing. It's just
I don't like
that's a change that makes sense, but like
I don't like any of that. Stupid. But I don't know what to say. I mean, everybody wants me to love. I don't love it. I don't. I mean, you knew how it was going to be.
Oh yeah.
You knew how it was going to be.
You were the first person I thought of. As soon as I finished reading the headline, I was like, "Oh damn!" I was in
Barnes and Noble when you sent that to me, and I'm like, "What?" You know my reaction.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like I just was speechless. and I was cursing like a storm. Unbelievable. This is what the channel is going to be filled with now. It's Spider-Man Homecoming videos. Who's going to play the lunch lady? Find out today on Matrixlord channel.
We're pretty much done with Shin Gojira. That's already we've already accepted that and moved on. Like now it's Spider-Man.
We're pretty much done with Ghostbusters because we accepted that, and I'll just do the final tally when it comes. I've moved on with that too, but and people understand this is what gets me. The way technology is, right? You should be able to just go through my videos no problem, right? When you go to the channel.
Yeah.
So I have people that just go to one video, like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And they think that's all I talk about. And it's like, wow, it's like, did somebody cover one eye and the whole Matrixlord channel is blind to them? And I say, oh, we'll talk about hundreds of movies in the span of the 2011 on, hundreds. And no, you don't. Yeah, just look. How many times did we do videos of Batman vs Superman?
I mean, we did a lot about that, but we talk about maybe 3 and 4 movies at a time sometimes. I mean sometimes you say, let's focus on one topic because we have a lot to cover and it sparks a good discussion. Like this video. I mean, I wouldn't consider this a good discussion. I'd consider it an unfortunate discussion. But but if we get into it, when we got the leaks for Shin Gojira, right?
Right.
We did 2. You said let's do 2 videos on it, right? And it was funny too what you just mentioned because we have people in the first video we made. The information wasn't as accurate as the second one because we got better reviews. And I still see people commenting on the first one that are like, "This isn't right," and then I'm in the comments like, go watch the second video.
And then I even copy and paste other videos, and they don't watch it. And
I know some videos are more popular than others, so you find those more easily. But, yeah, look at the dates. The dates are very important on the videos.
And the funny thing is, people watch some old videos sometimes. They're like, "Idiot, this didn't happen," and they're watching a video from 2012.
Yeah,
2012, and I'm like, don't comment if you don't know what year it is. It's like, but the Ghostbusters thing, watch damn updated videos. Look at the channel. Scroll down. I always say, scroll down. See what other stuff you have. We talk about movies that are in topic, like the main topic of discussion, because it's hot to talk about, So we'll be talking about Spider-Man Homecoming from now until the cows come in, We'll be talking about Rogue One from now until whatever. We'll be talking about Doctor Strange. I'm telling you, this is what we do. We don't just, there's other things we talk about on this channel. I even said to the people that were angry, I'm like, listen, if you guys don't like the Ghostbuster videos, which is like a minute of video or 4 minutes the most, I said, then I would rather you watch the Everything Show, I said, or the Real Movies Cast or something, than just watch a 1 minute video and then you're commenting on it for 5 weeks. I'm still getting comments on it, which, listen, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, with the Godzilla one, right? Thank you for 1,820 views. That's great. But look at our other videos, too.
You know what the best thing is, too? Sometimes I'll look at the comments of our videos to see what, maybe we get differing opinions and whatnot. I really like when people leave respectful comments that either they agree or they disagree. I love things like that. I love seeing that. When I get some time, I say, let me go check out how that video did. I like seeing that. But when we go in the comments and it's like, you two don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like, why? Why do you say that? Oh, fuck you. Okay.
Yeah. You're like, you fat Matrixlord. You live in your parents' basement. You don't have a girlfriend. You don't have a career. You're just a loser. You're a loser. And I'm like, I'm like, what? Okay. Whatever you say. And I had people that really lost their shit. You saw people lose their shit about the Ghostbusters stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, lost it, ate it, shit it out again. They totally. Flipping out. like we're electing a president. This is ridiculous. It's a movie. One movie that we're talking about. They're like, if you like this movie, then you're autistic. If you like this movie, then you never really liked the original Ghostbusters. You know, I don't think you've seen. One idiot's like, I don't think you saw the original Ghostbusters. Matrixlord.
Oh, I remember you talking about this. Yeah.
I'm like, look at this moron. You know, I like constructive criticism. You know, and people want me to explain. I'll explain, but don't tell me what I watched and what I didn't watch. You know, you're a transsexual, whatever. You don't even know what a transsexual is. Look at these people. They're probably like 14 or whatever. Then the best is the people that shitster. Those are the best. The people that they try to make it like they make normal comments. You know what I'm talking about, I think. And they're like, oh, Matrixlord and Chris complain about is whatever, and this is why I'm not going to go on this channel. Yeah, okay.
And then three days later, we see that. You're back. I guess you said you weren't going to be on the channel, but welcome back.
And the thing that's really sick is that person has like 3 channels that he comments to himself and back to himself on my channel. Like he's talking to somebody like it's a different person. It's like, wow, you got way too much stuff in your hands. And I know for a fact because that one time years ago, he slipped up and it was like, oh, that's you. So I don't forget. I'm like an elephant. Oh, God. Spider-Man Homecoming. What the hell is this going to be?
In some good news about Spider-Man Homecoming today.
Yeah, good news.
Tom Holland visited a children's hospital in the Spider-Man suit. That was pretty cool. That was really cool.
That was very nice. No, and I like Tom Holland. I'm not saying I don't. But let's just forget about it. We're gonna end this cast, and we're gonna go on to other stuff that we have to talk about, like Suicide Squad, what that's doing, all these other movies. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next one will be quick, Rob. All right, take care. Bye for now.